6, followed, attacked, and robbed. A woman tracked from a bank in Houston to her home in Fort Bend County.
It just shows how desperate people can be just to attack you. They can go hours following you.
And that woman was followed from a Chase Bank on South Gessner all the way to her home in Fort Bend County near Richmond. That's about 30 miles. And then things started getting physical.
Yeah, the man pushed her down and robbed her. KPRC2 Sabira Rayford has the story only on 2 tonight. Sabira, a terrifying chain of events here.
Danielle and Christine, that's exactly right. This woman got out of her car. She came over to the passenger side to get her things out, and that's when a man approached her from behind.
And so it was extremely scary and really traumatizing, and like I don't feel normal.
Cleo Odusoga says now she's constantly checking her surroundings.
It's like you always have to be on your guard.
Because last week while running errands for her family, she was followed for more than an hour. First stop, this Chase Bank on Gessner Road. Cleo says she withdrew $4,000 for her dad who was traveling back to Africa. Then another stop in Bel Air.
I bought drinks for like my entire family, like snacks and stuff like that.
When she finally got to her home in Fort Bend County while unloading her car, she realized she wasn't alone.
And he then hit me in my chest and pushed me, and then like tried to punch me again.
Cleo was on the ground and scared.
And he actually grabbed the bag, my purse, and the food.
She says the man took off down the street.
There was a car already waiting there for him, and then they took off.
Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office is investigating. Sheriff Eric Fagan gave these tips to protect yourself. Pay close attention to your surroundings. Make eye contact with people. If you feel like you're being followed, immediately call law enforcement. Don't drive home. Drive to a busy, well-lit area.
So now I've taken extra precautions since that day. I carry a taser. I carry a mace. I signed up for self-defense classes, and it's really sad that I have to do all this because I was attacked.
And we have more safety tips on our website. Just visit click2houston.com.
All right, before I give my commentary about this story, let me give a shout out to DJ for posting this story inside of the Discord. And shout out to everybody who contributes to the news tab in Discord. I greatly appreciate it. I definitely do check whenever I can because I know I get a lot of stories coming there every single day, especially from DJ and Tawana. Shout out to those two in particular. So, thankfully, this woman is not harmed in any way as far as in a way where she could have lost her life or she could have been deceased. That's first and foremost. Secondly, this happens too often, and banks are one of the main targets of people getting robbed, stalked by people because you never know who's watching you, especially when you're at an ATM. That's why I like to prefer to use an ATM that's on the inside of the bank rather than the outside, because on the outside, it's a lot of people walking back and forth, and inside it's a little bit more secure. And I don't know if she used the inside ATM or if she used an outside ATM. Now, I said that she withdrew $4,000 from her account because she was, sending some money, for her dad who was traveling back to Africa. And then she was also, getting money for some other things as well, family functions. All you have to say is you have to be very aware of your surroundings, because you never know when people are around and are waiting to pounce on you and ready, that you're a sitting duck. You're literally prey, and a bank is one of the main places where a lot of these people frequent at. That's why you have to be aware of who's hanging out around banks and everything like that. Because if you're not handling business inside of a bank, or you're not withdrawing any money or anything like that, I become suspicious of you. Another place that gets hit a lot when it comes to situations like these are casinos. I remember hearing a story where this actually happened at the casino that's near me, where somebody had won a good amount of money and they drove home unaware that they were being followed from the time they left the casino till they got home, and this person attacked them and robbed them, just like with her situation. And this person, the casino is located in Maryland, and they lived in Virginia. And not in Northern Virginia, which is like right across the bridge from where the casino was at that I'm talking about, which is like a 10-minute drive. We're talking about like they had to drive a good same amount of distance as she did to drive home. Now, that's a lot of determination to go after somebody, which means they probably saw this person win and they kept their eye on them the entire time until they left. Because usually what a lot of people do is if they win a good amount of money in a casino, they don't stay around. They leave. I know that's what I would do, because you don't want to risk putting the money back into the machine or back on the table and you lose everything that you just won. At that point, I think you might have a gambling problem. You need to call somebody. But they saw them leave and they followed them from the time they left out that casino to the time they got in their car in the garage and drove off and followed them all the way home and attacked and then robbed them of all the money that they had won. That's a lot of determination. The same thing with this woman right here. She was followed, they said, for 30 miles from her bank. This person was determined to get her money. And apparently they got it. Imagine you work hard for that money and then someone just takes it from you. They didn't earn it. It wasn't theirs. It wasn't entitled to them, but they take it. But that's just how people are out here. People, like I said, there's a lot of no good people out here. You can't trust every single person, but I'm glad that she's okay and that she's alive to tell her story. She doesn't look like she's physically hurt. She's definitely traumatized for it, that's for sure. But she said that she's got some mace. She says she has a taser and she's taking some self-defense classes. Hopefully she adds on a 4th and goes to a range and gets herself a power tool. Y'all like how I did that, but make sure that she gets herself a power tool for sure and know how to use it. Because the scary part about this is that this person followed her home, which means now this person knows where she lives. Or, she because she's so shaken up, she may have not even gotten a good look at this person. Even if it was happening, in broad daylight, because in that moment, all you're worried about is trying to get away in hopes that, that nothing actually happens, to you further that could endanger your life even more. And let this just be a lesson to everybody out there, because they saw her as a soft target and then she was by herself. There was no one else there with her. She was alone. So that's another thing when it comes to stuff like, of course, everyone's not going to travel and pass when you're going to the bank, because that's not exactly what you would call a girl's or a guy's trip. Who does that going to the bank? But like I said, just be aware of your surroundings. And the same thing with the casino. With the casino, you can go with a group of people. But this person saw that they were by themselves. And that made it even easier for them to go after them, because they're like, oh, they're by themselves. So I don't have to worry about having to fight off 2 people or 3 people or a group. So it's making it easier for me to accomplish the goal that I'm trying to accomplish. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you are new, make sure that you hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video or go live.